Hello, welcome to Dish Shelved with Adam White. I'm with you today to talk about a great new horror author named Luis Paredes, and I hope I'm saying that right. And he was kind enough to send me his new book, Headhunters, and I've just finished it, and I really enjoyed it. And so I'm going to talk about that today. I wanted to mention I've talked about him before. He did Out on a Limb, which was a short like novella, and it was really good. And you can look up my video on that, just probably with his name and dishelved with it. I still don't know how to link stuff. I just am an idiot. But I read it and I really enjoyed it. So if you want to further look into his stuff, check that out on my previous video. I did it probably a year ago, maybe, or something. But anyway, he sent me Headhunters, which is a book that's coming out. He said supposed to be August 1st. So mark your calendars. Let me read you what it says on the back of it if I can here with my eyes so bad. The Thief of Always meets eight-legged freaks in this suburban horror thriller about a young boy's battle against ancient insectoid demons targeting his friends and family. Edgar Toombs' summer vacation is cut short by a supernatural home invader, a 10-foot tall praying mantis. The voracious beast, an ancient Mesopotamian demon, is after Edgar's grandfather, a housebound ghost with no body. After escaping the creature's claws, Edgar realizes the gigantic mantis will never stop. Luckily, the demon's entry into our world sparks a mystic transformation within Edgar, giving him a fighting chance. Boosting Edgar's odds are the addition of his best friend Clara Diaz, her quirky Aunt Jenny, and the enigmatic Professor Saul Ballum, who will use their own special gifts to bring to the fight. Time isn't on Edgar's side as the cunning demons close in for a final showdown that threatens his friends and family. Will their combined efforts be enough to save Edgar's beloved grandfather, or will everyone lose their heads? So that's the synopsis on the back of Headhunters. Uh, I really enjoyed this book. Uh, Thanks again to Luis Paredes for sending this to me for review. I really enjoyed it. Uh, it tells a story of Edgar Toombs, who's, I think he's about 12, and he has his grandfather is a ghost that he can see in his house, but it's only his head. And that's not giving anything away. That's right at the beginning, and they say it on the back of the book too. But so he has a relationship with his grandfather who's been dead since essentially when he was born, and but he's grown up with him and had a relationship with him because of that, because he's a ghost that he can see, and he doesn't know why he can see him, and of course no one else believes him, including his mother, who didn't want anything to do for some reason with his grandfather. She wasn't happy with him for something. Uh, and he has a friend, Clara Diaz, who's a good artist that hangs out with him and uh, believes him, but isn't certain because she, of course, can't see what he can see. But anyway, this giant praying mantis looking thing which has a really creepy feature on these giant bugs. They have like human mouths that they can appear in their mandibles, and it's really kind of an eerie thing. And anyway, this one shows up because they look for ghosts to use for sources for their food, and Edgar has to fight them off to save his grandfather. Well, he shouldn't even have been able to see this thing and this mantis. And when he does, it surprises the mantis, and he attacks the mantis to save his grandfather, and it wounds the mantis, and he goes back to his homeland where the rest of the bug demons are, and doesn't understand why the boy could see him. And of course, Edgar doesn't know either. So anyway, he tells Clara about it, and I won't say exactly what happens because that's part of the fun of the story, but um, he connects through her with her Aunt Jenny, who's a professor at NYU, I believe. And then later on connects to that Saul Bellum, uh, that is another professor too. Now, it seems just a tad convenient to the plot that these characters that he ends up knowing know so much about what he's dealing with. But there's a reason for it. And part of the reason is that, yes, while it serves to move the plot along, if he spent time searching on his own for what he was fighting against, that would have taken up the rest of the book. The book would have been 5 times as long as it was. And there's just no need for that. But there's also a very good reason that these characters know what they do about these bug demons. So it may seem a tad convenient at the time when he does find out this stuff from them, but there's a good solid reason for it once you get to the end of the book and see how it all turns out and who everybody is. I also want to say something that may seem like a strange thing to say about it, but I really like the fact that it had short chapters, like 3 to 6 pages, maybe a few more in a couple instances. But it really goes back to, I actually went to NYU and studied film there, and they always say you try to get into a scene, whether it's a movie or a book or whatever you're writing, at the last possible second you can get into it and have it still make sense. And then you want to get out of that scene just as quickly as you can while it still makes sense. And that's exactly what Luis Paredes does in these, is he keeps the chapters short. There's a lot of chapters, but he keeps the chapters short, and it makes the pacing really work well in this. Just the pacing is incredible for this book. And especially once you get towards the end and all the climax is happening, it really just flows along, and you can go through it very quickly. And I mean, it's, let's see, it's 279 pages, but it reads really quickly because of that choice of doing short chapters, which I really enjoy. Because when I mean, I read a lot of fantasy and stuff like that where they'll have these, 1,000-page books and the chapters go on for 30 or 40 pages, and I just feel like I'm not getting anywhere, and it seems like a slog when I'm reading such long chapters in something. So I really thought that was the strength of this book, to have the short chapters and really just get in and out and give you what you need to know. The setup with the bug demons and their history was really interesting. Their world too, kind of the underworld. And there's another underworld, but I won't say anything else about that because that factors into the end, and I don't want to say anything that would spoil anything. But you really get a sense of these creatures, and you get to see as much of it through their eyes in the book as you do through Edgar and his friends. So you get both sides of the story, and you learn more about them that way. And I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I really enjoyed it. It was a fun read. Uh, it, like I said, the pacing was incredible, and the characters are all enjoyable characters. Uh, they have ongoing things they talk about that, I mean, I won't say what, but that just are funny as you go through it. There is some humor in this, and which all good horror, I think, has to have some humor to balance it out. But it ends up in a huge bunch of carnage at the end, and so it doesn't disappoint. The ending is really good, I thought, and it just was a fun book, and I really enjoyed it, and I think you'd enjoy it too. Like I said, he told me it will come out. It should come out August 1st or thereabouts, and so mark your calendars for that. You'll want to check this book out. It's called Headhunters. You can see the awesome cover there. It's got the girl blowing the bubblegum bubble there, and Clara and um, Edgar on the front there, along with that praying mantis that is one of the main creatures that figures into the book. And you can see its creepy human mouth there. But just really good. I think Luis Paredes is a really good writer. I think we're going to see some good stuff out of him in the future too. And Headhunters, check it out. Like I said, should be around August 1st. So you're getting to hear this a little bit in advance. But like I said, mark your calendars. You'll want to check it out. And I also want to recommend again his Out on a Limb, which you can get right now. Like I said, it's just a novella, so I mean it's short. You can get through it, but it's really fun. I really enjoyed it too. And Luis, if you're watching this, I know it says book 1 up here, so I'm looking for book 2, bud, because I really enjoyed it. So keep that in mind when you're writing. But anyway, Headhunters, good book. I think you should check it out, and check out that Out on a Limb too. And I think you'll enjoy it. A really fun book, really fun book. So that's all I've got for you this time. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you when I see you.